This is the story about how I found myself being featured in a kinky fetish fashion show. If you're already following me, you'll know that I showcase a lot of my work online on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. That's where I get a lot of my requests for shows and speaking engagements and where a lot of people just generally find me and my work. So a couple months ago, I received one of those emails and it was from the organizer of a fetish fashion show. I guess they had found my bodysuit and thought that this would be a good fit for their show. So when I designed the bodysuit, I wasn't really thinking of it as a fetish piece. This was one of the designs for my Dark Power collection, which was designed to be a little bit edgy, something you could wear to a club or maybe to a festival like Burning Man. When I wore it in my photo, I wore it with tights like pantyhose, but I was really thinking of it as something that could be worn with high-waisted pants or a skirt, kind of like a top. I've actually done some lingerie work, which I call the tech burlesque line, which is inspired by a fashion tech burlesque show that we did with Make Fashion as a fundraiser. So maybe I shouldn't have been so surprised that they found me and wanted me to do this kind of show. So of course I said yes, but I was actually kind of nervous about the event itself. I have a lot of friends who are in the fetish and kink community, but I'm actually very familiar with what actually happens at a fetish event. Like, was it gonna be super sexy? But everyone I met who was organizing it was really nice, so I wasn't, worried after I started to get to know them. And by the way, this event was organized by a group called Wicked Daddy, and they were the owners of a sex toy store here in Seattle. So everyone was really great, and to be honest, way more organized and better to deal with than a lot of people I've worked with in the fashion industry. I'll save the story for another day, but this year I've had a few experiences with fashion industry people that haven't been good. I've been a little bit burned. So this was a really great surprise to work with these people who were really organized and knew what they were doing and were just super friendly and easy to work with. So the night of the event, we all show up. As I mentioned, this Wicked Daddy group was super organized, so there wasn't any work for me to do the night of the event. They had already picked up my garments, and I'd given them an instruction, as I normally do for when people are handling my garments without me being there. So it was a huge relief. Normally I'm at these events running around backstage and having to do last minute things and help out the models, but it was really fun because I didn't have to actually do any work once I got there. So my friends and I all got ready together beforehand right here at my place. They found really fun costumes for the event and we all got dressed up and went as a crew. The actually really funny thing about the event was once we got there, not a lot of the attendees were dressed up. They were just wearing normal Seattle wear, which if you've ever been to Seattle and gone out is like super casual, a little too casual for me. And then the show itself was really cool. I actually really like lingerie and I have my own collection, but I gear towards the more classic vintage types of pieces. So there wasn't anything there in particular that I was going to purchase, but there was some really, really interesting, really well done work that was showcased. And then my bodysuit came on actually at the very end of the show and everyone applauded when it lit up. So that felt really, really good. So that's the story of how I ended up at a fetish fashion show. So I want to know, would you be interested in seeing more lingerie or fetish specific fashion technology pieces? I think there's actually a lot of interesting things you can do with different types of sensors. And based on the reaction that I had at the event, it seems like there really might be something there. So if you subscribe to my channel, I will be posting updates. And if I do any more fashion fetish technology shows, you'll be the first to know. Thanks.